Hi, this is Ben Cohen with Virginia Electric Vehicle Owners and Virginia Cybertruck Owners, and we're interviewing Yohance Flemming today from Simple Details. And so Yohance just wrapped my 2024 Cybertruck in a color called Nebula Blue, and obviously he's already got some more work that's ready to go for some special stuff. And so I think it would be a good idea to get a little bit more information from Yohance on what this is all about. Tell me a little bit about what makes Simple Details unique in not only your local market, but in the industry in general.
It's our attention to details. Today it's very hard to find people who really care to put their passion above just generating revenue. You know, that's part of it, but we look at it the other way around. You know, if we do great work, we deliver a world-class client experience, that will come. The business will come, our reputation will come. So we've worked hard on building our brand, and our brand is, you know, hey, they are high-end. We're not the cheapest people around, but at the end of the day, you know what you're going to get when you are coming to Simple Details.
All right, so anyone who's driven by your location on Virginia Beach Boulevard in the London Bridge area of Virginia Beach knows that on any given day, you're going to pass by one or more exotics, either sitting out front being detailed or waiting for the customer to come pick them up, or visiting to see what the next thing is they're going to do with their vehicle.
Yeah.
And so it seems like you've had a lot of experience in the exotic vehicle market. And you recently, I think you even helped host a sort of a Virginia Beach version of the Corte Concours, or Concord Elegance, something like that.
There you go. Yeah.
Here in Virginia Beach. What is your experience with exotics?
Our venture into working on a large amount of exotics came a few years ago. People started taking notice of the quality of the work that we did, the services that we offered, or the lengths that we go above and beyond to go ahead and deliver state-of-the-art type of service. People started acknowledging that, hey, with the level of car that I have and the type of car I want, I don't want to spare that, or I don't want to go cheap, or I don't want to go to someone that's not going to be able to deliver exactly what I was looking for. Our market and what I designed this business for was for people like me who were just uberly OCD. Those individuals tend to have that type of vehicle. So we started getting people from not only locally that had exotics, but also from outside of the state. You know, we have people coming from Florida, shipping their cars from Florida, from Maryland, from California. It started to get more frequent, and again, the brand in itself, when you do great work, it helps to strengthen the brand itself. So we do get a large amount of exotics, as well as every other car. It might surprise you, but the vehicle that we service the most, that we have the most frequent of, is a Tesla. We get more Teslas than any other vehicle out there.
Now, you keep on saying we, and I know there's not a mouse in your back pocket. So who is we when you talk about everyone that's here at Simple Details?
Yes, so we is the entire Simple Details family. Right now, we are a team of 8, not including myself and my wife. Simple Details, believe it or not, our correction studio, which was just 3,200 square feet, 6 years, we were just 3,200 square feet. Now we're over 10,000 square feet.
Wow.
It just speaks to, again, the support that we get from everyone out there. Everyone loves the work that we do. We love the feedback, good, bad, or indifference, and we take that personally. But yes, our team, we have a in-house media team. This is who's responsible for all this, the footage that you see on social media, on our YouTube, also on our website. Then we also have our team of paint protection film installers. We have a team of detailers. And then, of course, you know, we have this, you know, me as a CEO, and then my wife as part owner, half owner as well. So that's our entire team.
And I can also speak from experience dealing with Shelly, your wife, that is really the front end operations manager, and she is very, very meticulous in everything she does, and is
to say the least
detail oriented and great at communications too. So that's an important thing, because when you're giving your baby away to someone for 3 to 5 days or longer, you want to make sure that you can come check up on your baby and make sure they're okay and see the progress. And so that was a really nice experience to have, having that level of communication and knowing that everything was going to be done well. So let's shift to the actual job that you had in wrapping what was, I guess, your first Cybertruck in PPF. tell us for a minute about what the product was that was used
Okay.
on the Cybertruck.
So the product that we're using here is a colored paint protection film. I know that might seem foreign for a lot of individuals because when you say paint protection film, most people think of a clear film or a satin film that is put onto the vehicle, is pretty transparent, is going to retain the color of the car. And then, of course, the only sole purpose of that film is to protect it from rock chips, scratches, and any kind of abrasive damage that can potentially take place when you're driving the vehicle. Now, we've tested this new colored paint protection film. So it's the same film that's going to give you the same level of protection from scratching. It's going to self-heal. It's going to come hydrophobic, and it's going to protect the underneath, in this case stainless steel, from any kind of abrasive damage that's going to be thrown at it. Years ago, the only option you had for a color change on your vehicle would be vinyl. Vinyl, while it solved this purpose, it had a lot of downfalls to it, meaning, just to mention a few. One, the durability. If you're going to have a vehicle like the Cybertruck, which is very rarely going to fit in a residential garage because of its size, that means it's going to be stored outside. It's going to be exposed to the UV rays that's on the outside during the day. So what ends up happening with vinyl is that it will start to fade and decay after about 2 to 3 years. So unless your goal is to change the color and the look of your vehicle every couple of years, then vinyl will be a very poor option for you when we're talking about longevity. The other thing is that vinyl is 2 mils thin, so which means that it's as thin as a loose leaf paper, meaning that once you have it on here for rock flies, which is inevitable, it's going to happen, it is guaranteed to tear through that vinyl. Where paint protection film is going to be 3 to 4 times thicker than that, and it is made out of actual material to avoid whatever's thrown at it doesn't penetrate or jeopardize the integrity of the film. In addition to that, vinyl is very prone to scratching and swirl marks just like your paint. So this is an easy way, because of the self-healing properties, the light swirl marks that will take place on here from just wiping it down or improperly just handling your vehicle, guess what? It will heal with heat. Paint protection film has a lot of benefits, and it helps to take care of all those downsides or cons, what we will call it, of vinyl, and still give you that color change or the ability to change the aesthetics. Now, when we got the Cybertruck, this being the first one, we did a lot of research. We had a few other states that have received their Cybertruck deliveries before Virginia did. And so therefore there were some shops out there that were already working on it. And the number one problem that they found was that the edges and the corners were very, very sharp. And so it made it very hard, because there's no clear coat to actually attach this to. It made it very difficult for them to wrap around the edges itself. So what you found that a lot of shops were doing were taking the film, applying it to the top, and then just cutting it at the very edge, meaning that the stainless steel will still be exposed on the very, very edge of the panel. What we wanted to do is I did a lot of research, and I made sure that I put my hands on this to try to develop a way to wrap this edge that everyone was having a hard time with, and deliver, going again, a product that most people weren't going to expect to get. And so we were able to get that done. We found a way to work with this. This film itself, we offer 3 different types of color paint protection film. S-Tech is one, Nanolink, and then also pure PPF. So what we did in order to make sure that this looked like this could have came from the Tesla factory the way it is now, is we did a lot of disassembly. We took off the fender flares, we took off the front grille, the side view mirrors, and a couple other things. And we just wanted to make sure that we were going to get maximum coverage, one, and then wrap around the edges to make sure that you don't have any of that stainless steel exposed. We're very happy with the way it came out. I believe you're happy with it.
Yeah, without a doubt. And everyone that sees it, the first exclamation, of course, is that for a lot of them, it's the first Cybertruck they've ever seen.
Yeah.
And then they go, "What kind of paint job is that?" I said, "Well, it's not."
Yeah, yeah.
And then go into greater detail. Now, Nanolink separates themselves a little bit from the other PPF manufacturers, in that they have a different process for creating this product. And it, in fact, is a brand new product for this color, but also the process itself is pretty new too. Can you tell us about why they're a little bit different than the other PPF manufacturers?
So you'll find that a lot of companies out there, you're going to have to be very careful. Now that this is becoming a very popular thing, color paint protection film, you're going to find that there's going to be some companies, or a lot of companies popping up, one out of the blue offering something similar, but then also you're going to have some already, vinyl companies that are already producing vinyl that's going to come out with their brand of paint protection film. Now, what a lot of those companies are doing is that they're offering what you call a vinyl and then putting a layer of film on top of that vinyl to give you the color that you're looking for. The downside to that is, again, is the durability. You're not going to get that durability that you're looking for. You're going to find that, that's going to probably start peeling off after a certain period of time. So you want to be careful. Not everyone that's offering colored paint protection film means that they're going to be offering a quality one. The one thing that I liked about Nanolink and Pure PPF and the ones that we have chosen ourselves to go ahead and offer is that the color and everything is infused into the film, just like the ceramic coating, So this is one film, not multiple films put together to go ahead and create it. You have the film, the colors infused in the film, and then also there's a top coat that also includes a ceramic coating that's on top of that.
So it's really almost baked into the material
Correct.
itself is that ceramic coating. You don't have to spend. I mean, you may still choose to spend another couple $1,000s on doing a professional ceramic coating, but you already have that level of hydrophobic ability that's baked into the materials right from the factory.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you this, I mean, this is not just your regular, okay, it gives you a little bit of hydrophobic properties, and then after about a month or two, it's just going to go away because, for marketing purposes.
This isn't out of the spray.
No, this is, you're going to get a very intense amount of hydrophobic properties from this film itself.
Talk to us for a second about the challenges that may be unique to the Cybertruck that you faced, that you did research ahead of time and then also experienced firsthand in being able to put the PPF on here. What made it easier because it was a Cybertruck, and what made it harder?
The first time I saw this vehicle and it debuted, I noticed how flat the surfaces were. There was not really any contours. Every panel here is flat or angular. So again, this is not curved, this is flat and it angles, and it's another flat panel. And the flatter the surface, the easier it is for us to actually apply the film. That was the easy part. So what we found is that a lot of times with a lot of the vehicles that have a little bit more complexities, you find that there's more time installing the film than there is actually wrapping the edges and making sure that we get maximum coverage. The Cybertruck was the opposite. We spent hardly any time getting the film on the car because of how easy and flat the surfaces were. The problem was trying to make sure that we got the intricate parts of the vehicle and the edges wrapped. And so therefore, like I said, paint protection film clings and locks into a clear coat, and that's what it was designed for. Most vehicles out there, they're going to either be satin or have some kind of paint on there. And so therefore it clings and locks into that. That adhesive is designed for that. Stainless steel is something different. So this is our first time actually installing a paint protection film on stainless steel. And so with that said, the film doesn't want to really cling or lock in the way it normally does. So we had to adjust and find out what would actually help to activate that adhesive to get it to lock in. This is, again, very, very thin. So you're asking a very thick film to wrap around a very thin edge. So we found the way to go ahead and go about that. And so far, so good. Everything looks great.
A lot of people that are familiar with detailing in the detail industry, a lot of times start off as do-it-yourselfers.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing you probably started off as a do-it-yourselfer and immediately jump into the industry as well.
Absolutely.
For people that are looking to wrap their vehicle themselves and other do-it-yourself things like this, what would you say to them, especially with like the ready-to-buy templates, the pre-cut kits and all of that? What are they going to be facing?
Well, I mean, I want to be honest with you, we make the installation of paint protection film look a lot easier than what it really is. There's a lot of different nuances that you have to learn. You have to learn the film. There's defects. Believe it or not, you can add installation defects.
You don't even know until a couple days later that you
Correct,
screwed up.
correct. You know, you have a lot of shops out there that will tell you, hey, yeah, those defects or things that you see there, it will go away after a couple days. Very seldom a defect or installation defect that would just go away by itself over time. So just acknowledging there's multiple different defects that can actually occur based off of how you're installing it, you know, the way you're handling the film, what solutions you're using, the mixture of solutions, how long it's taking you to do one side compared to the other side. You know, there's multiple different things. So these things you won't know unless you had years and hours upon hours of experience working on multiple different types of vehicles. And that's the great thing about us, is that there hasn't been hardly any vehicles that we have not actually had experience in. We've worked on, you know, the daily drivers all the way up to the exotics. We already have a game plan based off of experience. So if someone is looking to go ahead and get into the wrapping business or doing paint protection film, my suggestion is just practice. You're going to invest a lot of money in the beginning to go ahead and getting the material. Everyone has their meaning. They define a great install different ways, right? Depending on what your experience is, and then your level of OCD. You know, my clients tend to be very, very meticulous about their vehicles, so therefore every little thing they will notice. Where if you're doing this and you're going into it with the mindset that, hey, this is not going to be perfect, but I'm willing to go ahead and give it a try, then I'll say, yeah, if you're looking for something like this, don't do it yourself. Definitely take the time, find a shop, vet a shop, make sure that you'll see their work. That's the mistake that a lot of people make too as well, is that they go out there and they try to shop for a service like this over the phone, and you don't want to do that. While they might offer a very decent product, the installation is pretty much 80% of it. The product is only going to be as good as its installation. Yeah. So if you get the product and you find the product, make sure you take the time, as you did. You came in, looked at the shop, you looked at some of the work that we've done, and go from there.
And your shop is, I mean, it looks like you could eat off the floors. We're not going to do that, but and certainly if there's going to be a place where you want to have it as clean as possible, it's definitely where you're putting down PPF and vinyl.
Yes.
You guys don't actually do any vinyl, do you? Is it all PPF?
So we do a little bit of vinyl. As I mentioned, all the cons that comes with vinyl, we're not big fans of vinyl. There are certain occasions where we'll say, Mr. or Mrs. Client, maybe vinyl will be the best suited option for this. There is a time and place where we would suggest vinyl, which we do offer. But at the end of the day, majority of our clients, they're looking for a long-term, durable option. If they're going to spend that type of money, they want something that's going to last them and give them multiple benefits as opposed to just one. So we do offer, but again, we're very careful as to how we go about making that recommendation.
So Yohance, I wanted to thank you for allowing us to do the interview. I want to thank you for doing such a great job on my Cybertruck. Once again, this is Ben Cohen with Virginia Electric Vehicle Owners and Virginia Cybertruck Owners Group. I want to thank Yohance Flemming with Simple Details here in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And you know, if you're in the Tidewater area or even just the greater Virginia area and you're going to spend thousands of dollars doing something that's going to make a sizable difference in what you think about your vehicle, whether it be a brand new one or one that you're trying to sort of breathe some more life into and have a renewed enchantment with, this is really the place to come.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
The next thing we do, I think we're already talking about doing something with the windows to provide some UV protection.
Absolutely.
Folks, make sure that you check out, I believe you've got a video online already talking about the benefits of having the sunblock.
Yes.
What is the product called exactly?
So it's heat rejection is nanoceramic window tint. So it's going to give you not only the look that you desire, if you desire to have a darker look, or even a lighter type of look, or even the current look, the OEM look, which is, you know, again, no tint, but it's going to give you the heat rejection from there. So it's going to block majority of up to 98% of the infrared heat rejection rate.
Everyone who's got a Tesla, one of the things we talk about, especially if you have the black interior, a lot of heat retention, though they do dispel the heat very quickly and have ways of doing it so that it's already cooled down by the time you get there. A lot of times it is a really big concern. And beyond just having like the cabin overheat protection, having the ability to block it out to begin with so that you've got better overall range because you're not blasting the AC for that 3-hour trip that's in the middle of summer. Things like that can make a huge difference. And by the way, not just cars like this, because I bet if you asked them, if you've got an RV, for instance, that has a lot of windows, like an Airstream, and you want to be able to provide that. I have friends down in Florida that did that to their Airstream and saw a 10-degree drop in their interior temperature just because of that heat-rejecting film. Can make a huge difference. So check them out for that, and for all the other things, whether it be something that might involve a little bit more radical disassembly or just putting some PPF on and everything in between.
Don't forget, visit our website, simpledetailsva.com. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us.
And just because you're in Oklahoma doesn't mean you can't send them your car.
That's right. That's right.
Take care.
Take care.